Buddy ran over his own pops.
So his bone, he said his arm was dangling, holding on by flesh.
Did he say like why he didn't want to stay on scene if his friend was just hit?
He didn't act like he even knew who it was.
It didn't just strike your dad. It rolled over your dad. It backed over your dad. And then it went over your dad again.
He did like this.
Over your dad. It backed over your dad.
What is that? You do not look shocked, bruh.
And then it went over your dad again.
This is it.
It is?
This is it.
Yeah. Who drove it?
I don't know. Whatever you do, don't touch anything.
On Veterans Day 2023, an elderly man is found barely clinging to life after a brutal hit and run in the parking lot of a bar. As Pinellas County deputies race to track down the vehicle that fled the scene, chilling new details come to light, sending investigators toward a horrifying realization.
This one's getting worse and worse.
Well, I mean, it can't get any worse because your dad's dead.
The following report is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Just before 9 p.m. on November 11, 2023, Pinellas County deputies arrive at the R Bar in Treasure Island, Florida, where they survey the aftermath of a brutal hit-and-run incident. The victim, 86-year-old veteran Tom McCown, was...
You killed your 86-year-old pops, a veteran, on Veterans Day. Okay.
Rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Well, that's skin right there.
That's gonna be bone.
Yeah, there, I don't know. Well, so his bone, he said his arm was dangling, holding on by flesh.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think those are going to be from his shoes. Those look like
bone.
But the watch is pretty
Bone.
messed up.
Engraved into the ground.
Yeah, but with the watch.
So that's what doesn't. So that one goes that way, and then this one goes this way. That's what throws me off.
Well,
right. Can you guys go interview them before they close up and have to leave?
So that being said,
make sure you get.
He was flat on his back, head this way, body
Yeah, I
that
already
way.
got that
Okay.
from the,
All right. Gotcha.
There's his hearing aid right there.
Yeah, he's an older dude.
Tom's belongings are scattered across the scene, including a broken watch, a hat, sandals, and a hearing aid. Reports note that gouge marks in the asphalt suggest Tom had been dragged. Witnesses claim to see a vehicle, possibly a black pickup truck, leaving the scene. The key fob to a Ram was found among Tom's belongings, but the truck was nowhere to be found. Deputies head inside to speak with bar employees, who explained Tom had not been alone in the bar that night.
This guy is the guy that they were saying it was with him. I know it's the back of him, but
they both had the same shirts on. They just came. They were celebrating this at the Legion before they came here. They said they just left the Legion.
Okay.
The image shown to deputies depicts a white male wearing a white long-sleeve shirt, blue shorts, and brown sandals. He appears to have dark-colored hair and a balding head, but the photo was taken from behind, showing only his back. The bartender who served the two men shares critical information with deputies.
Tom, I believe, has a residence here because he's here for 5-6 months every year.
Okay.
The other guy, like I said, I don't know him, but they were together. They were paying for everything together. So.
Okay. Did he seem like a local, or did he seem like he's
the other guy? I mean, he didn't have like a real hard accent or anything. I mean, I don't know if he was a snowbird too, but he seemed pretty familiar.
As deputies continue to gather details at the scene, one heads to the hospital to meet with Tom's son, 61-year-old Mark McCown, who's just learned that his father did not survive the incident.
We've been out all afternoon.
What time did you get here today?
We got in about 11:30 this morning.
You
We
drove
drove from Michigan, left at 5 o'clock, got here at 11:30, about 18 and a half hours. It's average.
18 and a half?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long drive.
Mark explained that Tom owned a business hauling and fixing damaged boats, which Mark now manages, and confirms his father's plan was to stay in Treasure Island until the spring. As their conversation continues, details about what they did next leads deputies toward a grim realization.
So anyways, we got here, got unloaded, he got things kind of half squared away, he was all geeked, excited, and
Right.
then we went out, decided we'd try the American Legion in Madeira Beach.
Okay. The one near John's Pass?
Went there, had a few drinks, he talked to some people, And then we went over to the one in Treasure Island. We
Mhm.
sat there, had a few drinks, then we decided to go to the yard. We wanted to go to the yard bar. That's his favorite place to go. We went in there, had a few drinks, and then we were gonna leave and go back to the other Treasure Island and one across the road and then go home.
Okay.
Deputies noted a strong odor of alcohol coming from Mark's breath and person during their conversation. Based on Mark's own account, it appears that he was the one who was earlier seen with Tom at the bar just before the incident, raising serious questions.
So when you were at the R bar, did you guys leave together?
No. Well, no, he got up. We kind of drank up. He said, all right, we're leaving. And he was going to go across back to the Treasure Island, or the one across the street.
Uh-huh.
And I said, all right, the car was out here. So I said, all right, I'll meet you over there.
Mark explains that when his father didn't show up, he attempted to call him, but got no answer.
Did you call anybody else by any chance?
About him?
At all?
No. Then one of my sisters called me and said they saw something on Facebook. And they got something about my dad.
So something about your dad on Facebook?
Yeah.
Did she send like a picture of it or anything?
Yeah, a pedestrian accident.
Okay. Why would you think that was your dad though? Why would she think it was your dad?
I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
Mark continues
That's definitely buck wild. So obviously you talking your way up Shit's Creek.
explaining what happened after he left the bar without his father.
I drove around over across the street,
Right.
waited, didn't see him. I
I'm
walked
s-
in, didn't see him, so I started calling. And
Right.
I wondered what. Then I started to come back, and then there was police, and someone said, "Hey, get out of here! There's a crime scene."
Right. You didn't think anything of it?
I didn't know, so I thought, okay, I left. I
Right.
drove back to the condo, looking maybe he started going that way.
Right.
He didn't.
What were you? Is this what you wore to the bar tonight?
I had a white shirt on. I
Long-
actually took it off because it was long sleeve. I was hot.
Oh,
It's
okay.
laying on the table at the condo.
Right.
If you want to take me back, you can welcome to see it.
Right.
In the truck, it's there.
Okay.
The key. So,
Um.
so my sister called an Uber. Said, "Here, I'm calling an Uber."
Why did you
There's
call me
something
Uber when you
like
had the truck there?
She said, "Why don't you take an Uber to the hospital?"
Okay.
Mark provides the address for his father's residence at the Sunset Cove condominiums, where deputies locate Tom's black Ram pickup truck.
This is it.
It is?
This is it.
Yeah. Who drove it?
I don't know. Whatever you do, don't touch anything. And what's this back here? It's gotta be the son. He's the only one who had access to it. Damn, look at that.
That would make sense on why she
Another,
didn't
he
say.
hit something else. And this is recent because
Yeah, look
there's
at that.
scuff all the way.
Even the bumper.
Yeah. Damn.
And right here.
A closer look at the truck revealed splatter on the driver's side tire and wheel.
I was about to say, and they said obviously consistent with blood. They was about to say, but the thing about it is, what I was thinking is, there's no way possible to run him over to the point that he died, arm hanging off, and there wouldn't be no blood or anything on the car. But they found it.
Consistent with blood and what appears to be human tissue hanging from the front axle. After learning of the gruesome discovery, the deputy confronts Mark.
They went to the condo and they looked at the truck, and there's some concerning things underneath the truck, on the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
All right. So,
'Cause
yeah,
as far
there's-
as I know, I don't think he went through the truck at all from the R bar.
no, well, I'm not talking about in the truck. I'm talking about underneath the truck.
Yeah.
So you know how your dad was killed, right?
They said he was hit.
Yeah, he was hit by a vehicle. And one of the witnesses that we have from the scene said it was a black truck.
Oh.
You don't know anything about that?
It wasn't me. It
Wasn't you? Okay.
I'm sure.
So your dad's truck
Yeah.
has remains underneath it. Blood, skin, things of that nature.
What? No.
I know that you're telling me no, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you that's what we found on the truck. Okay, and you went and told me that nobody else.
But you ain't making you ain't questioning it. You ain't looking like, not that you supposed to be acting crazy but you ain't showing no emotion at all.
Has access
No.
to that vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't know anything about how that
No.
got there? Okay. Your whole demeanor has changed now. Do you recognize that?
No, but I mean, I'm a little taken aback that you're saying there's stuff on the truck.
Right. Do you think that maybe you were intoxicated when you were driving away from there? You've been out drinking all day?
I had a few.
Yeah.
But
more than normal?
Probably a little more than.
Deputies were able to obtain surveillance footage from the parking lot. At approximately 8:28 p.m., a man presumed to be Mark exits the bar first and enters the driver's side of the truck. The second male, presumed to be Tom, exits next and walks slowly toward the vehicle. For unknown reasons, Tom appears to fall down in front of the truck as the headlights go on and is seen lying directly in front of the truck wheels. The vehicle moves forward and appears to jump up and down, consistent with running someone over. As the deputy describes what they saw next, the conversation with Mark takes a dark turn.
We've got a vehicle leaving the parking lot, and what we think is that vehicle struck your dad. Okay? But the problem that I have is it didn't just strike your dad, okay? It rolled over your dad, it backed over your dad, and then it went over your dad again. That's the problem that I have.
No way I could have. No way.
I'm telling you that's what happened right before I came here.
Yeah, to run over your dad, back over your dad, and to run him over again is crazy work.
There's no way I could have done that.
Before questioning continues, the deputy reads Mark his Miranda rights.
I mean, am I under arrest?
You're being questioned right now. Okay.
Yeah,
You're not free to go.
I can't believe I hit my head. I'm blown away.
So I guess
Really?
I got one. Do you want to continue with the interview?
What do you mean continue?
Well, I'm going to continue to ask you questions. I advised you of your rights, okay? So you said you understood your rights. My question to you is, do you want to continue with this interview?
Oh, you mean
continue answering questions?
Get a lawyer?
I'm asking you if that's what you want.
I don't know. My best judgment says get a lawyer, but I got nothing to.
Well, I can't advise you one way or another.
I don't know.
Okay?
I can't believe that I hit my head. Just like a bad nightmare.
Yeah. So my sergeant gave me some more information, okay? And what he said to me was that your vehicle, that truck, your dad's vehicle, actually comes back to the scene more than once.
Earlier in the investigation, 2 witnesses reported that the man with Tom, now presumed to be Mark, returned to the scene multiple times on foot after the incident. On one occasion, a witness claimed to have directly confronted him.
She goes, "You drive a black GMC pickup truck." And he looked at her and he said, "No." And she looked at me dead in the face and she said, "I stared at him through his windshield. I know that's the guy driving the car."
That's what the cop said?
That's what the lady who called the cops said.
Okay.
Did he say like why he didn't want to stay on scene if his friend was just hit?
They didn't. He didn't act like he even knew who it was.
Still, Mark insists he has no memory of the event.
This one's getting worse and worse.
Well, I mean, it can't get any
your
worse
job.
because your dad's dead. I mean, that's as
I gotta
bad
live
as it
with
can
it,
get,
and,
you know?
You know,
You're facing
I
your dad.
can't believe I didn't feel
You got
it.
your dad in the headlights, and you go around him like he's just, you know, another person laying on the ground, like a piece of garbage laying on the ground. You
No.
drove around him.
No, it's my dad.
Yeah, but why would you do that? You drove around him
I don't remember doing
and
it.
didn't get out of the car to try and help him.
I would have got out. I get it. Totally. I would have got out and helped him. I don't remember.
But you didn't get out and help him. Okay? You were driving that truck. You didn't get out and help him. I'm still trying to figure out why you would hit your dad and then back over him and then drive over him again. Were you angry at him?
No, not at all.
Well, that seems like a pretty angry thing to do. It's one thing to hit your dad with the car. I mean, that's maybe an accident, okay? But we're talking about hitting him, backing over him, and then driving over him again. Did your dad owe you money?
No.
Was he taking too much from the business?
No.
Not paying you enough? Not giving you enough attention?
No.
As far as the business goes?
No, things have been good. I mean,
Did you guys get in an argument on the way here?
no,
None at all.
no. We got along great.
There's got to be some reason why you would not only hit your dad, but then back over him and then go over him again, and then come back to watch him die in the middle of the parking lot.
No, I'm shocked. I don't remember doing
shocked?
With Mark still struggling with his memory, the deputy considers a new approach.
Do you want to see it, sir?
Sisters? No, but yes.
I don't know what that means.
I really don't, but yeah, I want to see it then.
I mean, it's not, you can't see your dad dying or anything like that. It's just a truck rolling over something. The something happens to be your dad. That's the truck right there. That's the car bar. Your dad's already lying on the ground. It's went over it again.
That's him?
That's you backing, somebody backing over your dad. See how the truck jumped a little bit?
I do not remember that at all. I don't remember driving around my dad. I would have stopped and tried to help him. I get it. I know where you're coming from and I understand. I don't know.
I do have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
This might sound like a random question, just humor me. Do you know what your resting heart rate is normally?
Whatever.
The reason I ask is your watch, as soon as we started talking about all this, your heart rate jumped up about 20 to 30 beats per minute.
Did it? I'm shocked. I'm
It
blown
looks like
away.
you're at 141 right now. That's pretty high.
That's about
141. That's like running down there with on the treadmill with that shit on like 5.6, bro. Facts. That boy, his heart going crazy. I mean, granted, I give him the benefit of the doubt. It could be because his dad just died. You know what I'm saying? If you're thinking about it, but at the end of the day, knowing that he the one that did it is crazy work.
where he's been.
That's where I was
We
last.
just do-
Yeah.
I was at Dr. last week and I was 142 over.
And that's
That's your
just
blood pressure.
That's your heart rate.
That's your
so
blood pressure. This
Right.
pressure. Yeah.
You jumped up to 169
I won't
because I was watching the watch because it just piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, no, but I'm shocked. I'm blown away that I did it. I can't believe I did it. I truly can't.
Having heard enough, the deputies place him under arrest and inform him that they will be conducting a forced blood draw to determine his blood alcohol content. As part of the investigation, the truck's sensors were tested. While lying flat on the ground, the sensors remained inactive, but when movement was detected, a loud tone signaled an obstruction. The rear camera was also deemed to be fully functional. Inside the truck, investigators found CBD gummies with a few missing from the container, as well as something else of interest tucked in the rear passenger seat pocket.
I got a bottle of liquor. Bottle what? I got a little, 50 milliliter bottle of liquor.
Little shooter?
No, a little bigger than that, like a brown bag.
Is it full right now?
Nope, it's like half.
Mark's blood alcohol level tested at .039, though his blood wasn't drawn until after his arrest, approximately 5 hours after the initial incident occurred. Investigators ultimately concluded that Mark left the scene of the crash, and impairment was a factor. However, it remains unclear whether he intentionally struck his father with the truck. A later autopsy of 86-year-old Thomas McCown ultimately ruled the cause of death as blunt trauma, and the manner of death was accidental. 61-year-old Mark McCown was officially charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving death and was released from jail on a $50,000 bond. The following April, he entered a plea of not guilty. In exchange for a plea deal, he later changed his plea to guilty and was sentenced to 10 years of probation. He was also ordered to undergo a substance abuse evaluation, and his driver's license was revoked for a period of 3 years.
Bro, this nigga got 10 years probation and 3 years license suspended? Bro, for killing his pops, running over him, backing over him, and then running over him? Y'all gave him probation. Where was this at? They said Florida? Where was this? Bro, this is crazy. Wow. That's bro, I'm lost for words, man. Let me know what y'all think about that joint in the comments. Make sure that you subbed up, like the video. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.